Richard Steele was an important writer and thinker in English history. He is known for his clear style, strong ideas, and work in early journalism. He helped shape how people wrote essays and talked about society in public writing. His work was read by many people and helped readers think about daily life, manners, and morals. Richard Steele was born on March 12, 1672. This date is important because it marks the beginning of the life of a man who later became a strong voice in English writing and public discussion. Richard Steele lived at a time when England was changing in many ways. People were talking more about politics, society, and education. Printing was growing fast, and more people could read than before. Newspapers and short essays became very popular. Writers began to speak directly to the public. Steele was one of the writers who used this new space to share ideas. He believed that writing should help people think, learn, and behave better in society. Steele was active as a writer, editor, and public thinker. He wrote plays, essays, and articles. He also worked with other writers of his time. One of the most important people he worked with was Joseph Addison. Together, they helped create a new style of writing that was clear, polite, and easy to understand. This style was different from older writing, which was often hard to read and very formal. Steele wanted writing to be useful and friendly to common readers. One of Steele's most famous works is The Tatler. This was a paper that came out several times a week. It included short essays about many topics. These topics included news, social behavior, books, and daily life. Steele used simple language so that many people could enjoy reading it. He often wrote about how people should act in public and private life. He believed that good behavior and good thinking could make society better. In The Tatler, Steele often used a friendly and warm voice. He spoke as if he was talking to the reader. This made readers feel close to the writer. They trusted his ideas and enjoyed his stories. Steele sometimes used examples from daily life to explain his points. He did not try to sound too clever or too serious. Instead, he tried to be clear and helpful. After The Tatler, Steele worked on another important paper called The Spectator. This paper became even more famous. It was read by people all over England. The Spectator came out every day, and it had a wide range of topics. Steele and Addison shared the work. Steele often focused on feelings, morals, and social problems. Addison often wrote about ideas and learning. Together, they created a strong and balanced paper. The Spectator helped teach people how to read and think in a new way. It showed that reading could be both useful and enjoyable. Many people learned how to write better English by reading it. The paper also helped set rules for polite conversation and good taste. Steele believed that writing should help people become better citizens. He thought that simple ideas, shared clearly, could change how people lived. Steele also wrote plays for the theater. His plays often showed real human feelings and social problems. He did not only try to make people laugh. He wanted them to think and feel. Some of his plays showed the problems of bad behavior and the value of honesty and kindness. While not all of his plays were very successful, they showed his strong interest in morals and society. In his writing, Steele often spoke about kindness, fairness, and responsibility. He believed that people should care about others. He did not like cruelty or selfishness. These ideas were common in his essays and stories. He tried to guide readers without being too strict. He believed that gentle advice was better than strong judgment. Steele also worked in public service. He was active in political life and supported ideas of freedom and fairness. His writing sometimes showed his political beliefs. Because of this, he sometimes faced problems and criticism. Still, he continued to write and speak his mind. He believed that writers should be honest and brave. Language was very important to Steele. He wanted English to be clear and natural. At his time, some writers used very long sentences and difficult words. Steele chose a different path. He used shorter sentences and common words. This made his writing easier to understand. It also helped English grow as a modern language. Many later writers followed his example. Steele's influence can be seen in many areas. He helped shape modern journalism. Today, newspapers and magazines still use many ideas that came from his work. Short essays, opinion pieces, and columns all have roots in the style that Steele helped create. He showed that writing could talk about real life and real problems in a simple way. Education is another area where Steele's work had an effect. His essays were often used to teach reading and writing. Because his language was clear, learners could understand it more easily. Teachers liked his work because it showed good style and good ideas. Even today, his writing is studied by students who want to learn about early English essays. Steele believed strongly in the power of reading. He thought that books and papers could help people grow. He wanted readers to think about their actions and their place in society. He did not believe that writing should only be for experts or rich people. He wanted everyone to have access to good ideas. This belief guided much of his work. The time Steele lived in is now called the early modern period of English literature. This was a time of change and growth. Writers were finding new ways to speak to readers. Steele was one of the leaders of this change. He helped move writing away from old styles and into a more modern form. His work stands between older literature and newer journalism. Steele's writing often used simple stories or examples. These helped explain his ideas. For example, he might describe a situation in a coffee house or on the street. Then he would explain what people could learn from it. This method made his essays interesting and easy to follow. Readers could see themselves in the stories. Even though Steele wrote about serious topics, he often used a light tone. He did not want to scare or bore readers. He believed that learning should be pleasant. This idea helped his papers become popular. People looked forward to reading them each day. They felt that the writer understood them and spoke for them. Richard Steele's birthday, March 12, 1672, is remembered because it marks the start of a life that helped change English writing. From that beginning, he grew into a writer who spoke to his time and beyond. His work still helps us understand how public writing began and why it matters. Today, Richard Steele is remembered as a key figure in literature and journalism. His essays are still read and studied. His ideas about clear language and social responsibility remain important. He showed that writing can guide, teach, and connect people. For learners and readers, his life's work offers a strong example of how words can shape society. Through his papers, plays, and essays, Steele left a lasting mark. He helped build a bridge between literature and everyday life. He believed that good writing should serve the public. This belief is still shared by many writers today. Richard Steele's work continues to speak, long after his time, with a voice that is calm, clear, and thoughtful.